I just finally got my setup right.
Yeah, I know. It's good to have your RoboCam back.
Well, I'm just saying it like, dude.
What was the solution?
So here's what happened.
Mm.
I had to redo my password.
All right.
Okay.
That's always annoying.
But here is the issue. Our company went from your password to now it has to have 12 characters.
Yeah, actually, yeah, it is extremely long.
And so I only had 11 in my previous one and forgot that I just added another symbol at the end of my new one.
What's your password?
Yeah, what was it? All right, so we got a big one tonight. Obviously, this is a crazy time right now. Okay, finals, Stanley Cup finals, Stanley Cup, like it's just nonstop. We've got. I definitely woke up this morning and I was like, I needed to rally myself because I'm like, man, late night at the building tonight, and then tomorrow we got another Stanley Cup game, and then we got another. Like it's crazy.
This
right
is
now.
the four. How can I put this? The 4 greatest
highest
days stretch for South Florida sports.
Yeah.
Like and I mean this in that this doesn't happen very often. I think the last time was it with the Rangers? No, not the Rangers.
They did it with we saw this recently. It was New Jersey, the Devils and the Nets did it.
The Devils and the Nets, where you got
but it's New
championship
Jersey.
series games 4 consecutive days in South Florida. This is crazy.
It is crazy, dude. It is a crazy time. And tonight, it's a must win for the Heat. They need this.
Yes.
They need this.
You cannot go
going down 3-1
to that beast.
Yeah, it's tough. You need this one tonight. No doubt. You need this one tonight.
Energy.
Focus.
Yes. I just, you know what? At the end of the day, here's what I want to see. I want to see the effort of a team that used effort to get here. Right? They're one of the only teams in the NBA that can win games ugly. That means if the 3-point shot not going down, if they find a way.
Yeah, and for the most part,
I need you to find a way, and the only way you can find a way is by making your effort superior to theirs.
Yeah, like they've kind of made this an ugly series, to be honest with you, already. Like it was just a case of they, got a little out uglied in the last game. So now is one of those times where they got to bounce back. They've had this before. Let's hear a little from Jimmy Butler yesterday. This is Jimmy Butler at Game 4 preview media day. And he said he was asked about his dip in field goal percentage, basically since the ankle injury, which happened in Game 2 against the Knicks. This is what Jimmy had to say to that.
Nope, just some missed shots. It's part of the game. It'll get better. But missed shots, made shots, we just got to win because then nobody's paying attention to it, which we will do. I will be better because whenever I'm better, we are better as a whole.
Definitely. Listen, the last time we heard that was before Game 7 against Boston.
Right. I just think I appreciate the fact that early on in that game, he did try to set the tone, and a lot more people were being aggressive, right? However, they missed a lot of open shots, and they were subpar in the rebounding and the defense in the paint, which has been one of their staples.
Yeah, the defense in the paint was the big one. There were some loose ball chances. I mean, like, I know they got crushed on the boards, but they also shot at brick. I mean, like, there was a lot more opportunities.
It's a skewed number. It's a skewed number for this reason. You shot more shots than them and had a lower percentage. So that meant you missed more.
It's why I was more impressed with Murray than I was Jokic. Like, obviously doing something no one's ever done in the finals before is amazing, but I was like, yeah, but he's 7 foot, like, and there's a lot of rebounds there to be had. So I almost you expect that. But Murray was a shark. I mean, he was amazing.
He's a sniper. Like the dude doesn't miss. Easy shot, hard shot, wide open shots, trick shots near the rim. Yeah. Me personally, I did not know that they missed him this much last year.
Oh, yeah, he's a killer.
Right.
He's a killer. And honestly, that's probably been in this playoffs the toughest cover for him. I mean, like the point guard for, you think about the success Derek White had, you used to think about Jalen Brunson. Now you have a guy who's way better than both of those guys.
Yeah. And taller.
Yeah. Yeah, not much.
Not much.
Well, no, yeah, I guess he's 6'4". I mean, Jalen Brunson's what, 6 foot?
Yeah. Like
Jalen Brunson's 6 foot. White is probably 6'4",
yeah.
6'5".
But White's, White's not one of their go-to scorers, but he had a lot of success against Miami. Now you're talking about a guy who I don't believe has been an all-star, but probably should be. Just because, it is a very crowded backcourt out there in the West.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of good guys. Steph Curry,
heard of them.
Damian Lillard,
heard of them.
De'Aaron Fox. This is a very good backcourts out there. In
Book.
Yeah, it's a hard get. So like you can't really hold that on Jamal Murray. But for Jimmy, look, I understand the ankle thing. It's a thing everybody wants to go to because we haven't seen maybe the guy that we have in the Bucks series. But like I say this to Heat fans, like I'm not going to look back at this like I did the 2020 finals where you lost Goran and lost Bam. I know that surprises you. But the reason being is you've already won 2 series with Jimmy banged up. Like we know that he has been laboring through something, that he has not been this incredible force that he was since the Bucks series. Mm-hmm. You needed that to get past the Bucks series. Like that Bucks series was in a lot of ways like a second Eastern Conference Finals that you had to get through just to get to this point. And you needed everything that Jimmy could have given you. But what you have to be, I think, proud of as a Heat fan is look what they've been able to do even with him not being that guy. He can still summon it. We've seen the moments. We've seen the end of game 2 in Boston. We've seen even the end of game 6 against, not the end, and that sucked, but the end before the end with him giving you the lead. Like we've seen him be able to tap into it. Can he do it for 43 minutes? I don't know. Because you're also asking, hey, also, Jimmy, go slow down Jamal Murray. Like Bam and this is the question because like those guys have to dig in. They got to be the anchor for these the defenses.
That's where I think it's hurting him. Is that you're asking him to not only score but guard probably the most athletic guy.
What I would say to that though is I think for Jimmy, that's a big key to his offense too, though. We've seen like when he can pick someone's pocket and he can get into those runs and get those easy baskets.
I tell you what hurt. What hurt was Gabe Vincent getting early foul trouble.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Tony Brothers.
Yeah, Tony Brothers. By the way, Scott Foster in tonight.
Of course he is, dude. Literally, of course.
Hey, you couldn't wait till 12 o'clock.
I think they've won the last 2. I think they've won the last, or they're 2.
Which means we're destined.
Are we? No, you know what? I think
we won the last one. I think
we won the last one. I think we're 2 out of our last 3 Scott Fosters.
Yes,
I think we're 2 out of our last Fosters.
So it doesn't matter. Is what you're saying?
I don't know. Well, I'll determine that as I'm watching the game. But no, to get back to it, like, look, Jimmy being banged, that kind of is what it is. Like, he's not playing. So this is the Jimmy Butler you have. This is the Jimmy Butler you ride with. This is not like you start the finals and you lose your leading scorer right away. Mm-hmm. That's not that. There's not a shock to your system. Jimmy Butler has had to labor through this or do this. So it's like, I'm not really here to give Jimmy Butler excuses. Like because I'm fine if Jimmy Butler can't give you 45. I think he knows the key spots where he can give you 30 to be good enough. They are going to need a little bit more from the role guys in this one. I think this is one where, we need an 18-pointer from Caleb. We need a Max Strus to maybe give you 5 from downtown or somebody to get super hot from downtown. Like I just think that's needed. I think they're capable of it.
Right. You need one of those guys to give you 4 or 5 threes, right? Don't know which one. It could be Dunks. It could be Strus. It could be Gabe. It could be Caleb. But one of those guys, like you said, need to, when you, at the end of the day, you go, ooh, 20.
Yeah.
Right? You need that because you know what it also does? It takes a little pressure off Jimmy and Bam. And
definitely
they can be a little freer on the other side because they know they have, some support on the offensive end. So yeah, but I like the energy when the game started. When game 3 started. Love the energy. They look like they had something going, and then it just
Here is a little bit more from Jimmy. This is that he expects to even things up tonight.
Obviously, I expect to win. But what makes me proud is these guys are never out of the fight. They're so joyful because we're in this thing together through good and through bad. And I'm proud of my guys for that. I love my guys for that. So tomorrow we're going to come out with a lot more energy. We're going to compete at a high level, and we're going to get one at home.
Tyler was officially ruled out, by the way, just so everybody's updated on that.
Hey,
What?
But remember, I told you this when he heard it.
Yeah,
Like,
you did. You said there was no shot.
You saw me with my thumb, dude.
Yeah.
Like, even though I was
pretty
healthy,
bad.
I still couldn't do nothing.
But
And it ain't playing
Decoy.
basketball on the shooting hand.
yeah, sure. You know what I was thinking mainly too? Like if he can't necessarily shoot, he sure as hell can't whip that ball around. You know, if you need to make the extra pass, if someone throws a ball at his hand, I'm afraid that's gonna hurt him possibly more than a shot.
Yeah. I mean, it's dude, I still like it's been what 9 months? And I still, like that. No, you have to understand there's not a lot of blood going through your hand.
Mm.
And that is
Is that why
what
they had to do the
heals.
squeezy toy?
Oh,
That's why I use a squeezy toy.
can you
Sure.
detect the weather with your hand? Your hand's getting stiff. You're like, there's a thunderstorm coming.
It's not arthritis, you dummy.
No, what? Arthritis does that?
Yeah.
Don't take a shower though while thunderstorms
You
happening.
guys are both idiots.
What are you talking about?
Yeah,
Arthritis?
Yeah, no,
For
that's the thing.
sure.
Like
Yeah,
people's
yeah.
arthritis
No,
acts
that's
up in
not
me.
true.
That's true.
No, that happens.
It is absolutely true.
They're lying.
Okay.
Okay.
And it's
Because
close
old grandpa
arthritis.
told you, ooh, the weather's getting bad. I can feel it in my knee.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
that
the
before.
ultimate bro science.
You haven't heard that?
Okay. Listen, dude. I'm not
No,
the one. I'm not the one who just said. No.
Depression. No,
I'm
because
not-
here's another thing. You know what my wife does? She goes, whew, must be a storm coming.
No.
The pressure in my head.
I'm not the one who 2 breaks ago was like, can't have spicy beef first. I need to build my base with the ham and
With the ham and
cheese.
cheese. No, that's true though. That's also been proven.
No, you can't just go straight fire
Yeah.
into your empty belly.
Oh,
So
man.
what's the distance? Like, how much do you need the ham to settle? Is it another segment?
No, you just need to get
About one
get-
bananas.
no.
I don't think that's how that
I'm gonna
works.
tell you how it
Yeah,
works.
no, that's how it works.
2 ham and cheese
Yep.
versus 1 spicy beef.
That's right. Math.
Math,
That's math. It's
It's
simple
math.
math, dude.
simple math, dude. If you and plus I had the hot sauce.
You are
Yeah.
If I put
Oh,
spicy beef
no.
in my belly,
Come on, with hot sauce.
you know what your next question gonna be?
What?
Where's Leroy?
He's gonna be gone.
He's on the 2nd floor in the private chat.
Moose, what's going on, Moose?
Hey, what's up, my guys? How's everyone doing?
Good, buddy.
You
How are
tell me how you
Good,
feeling
man.
about tonight.
I feel great. I feel confident. I want to go over a couple things real quick, if you guys don't mind. The first one is Jimmy Butler. This is the first time I've seen his tone and his press conferences kind of die down a little bit. It's like I don't know if he feels like less confident after the last game or what, but that kind of irked me a little bit.
I
The
think
second
let me address the first one. I think what it is, Moose, is you're going from Jimmy Butler talking a couple times a week to he has to talk every day to reporters for 15 minutes, and half of them are just asking questions like, "What really is heat culture?" Like I go
It wears you
because
down.
I listen to all these press conferences. I'm not the one at the practice days. Obviously, I'm on the air, but like, how many times he's got to answer the question? Jimmy, what is heat culture? Why do you guys believe in yourself as underdogs? Like, I think he's just bored.
That makes sense.
That actually gets redundant. That is a good point.
No, it does.
Um,
It does.
The second is a Joker. Okay, everyone's going crazy about Joker, but it took a career game and 2 people to get triple doubles for them to beat us, and us not even playing our best basketball, which gives me hope.
They could certainly play a lot better. And I think
Well-
you had that. I think the thing that is different from game 1, though, is game 1, we definitely saw the looks were amazing, and they missed those. I think that there are some things that Denver adjusted to defensively
Mhm.
that Miami's going to have to work out. And I think they can because they have a very capable coaching staff and capable players to free themselves up, make things a little easier. I mean, a couple of them would be, hey, we got to make more shots at the rim. Like that would also free some stuff up. I mean, they never really had to deal with the pressure of Miami because all the shots that Miami made were really hard looks. And so if Miami can get some easier stuff, open some things up, then I think that'll open some things up for shooters. I think you'll get some of the looks that you did get in game 1 and 2, where there were a lot of high quality stuff. But that's a credit to Denver. Look, they have a good coaching staff too.
The other thing is that one of the things that you shouldn't worry about, Jimmy, is that you only hear the question that's asked. You don't hear the other 30 questions.
Yeah.
And so you don't know whether that question was answered early in the presser or when he's about looking around for somebody to come get him up out of there.
It's exactly why Eric Spoelstra snapped on Ramona Shelburne. It's not like he was mad at the question. He was mad because he wanted to leave.
Right.
Like, I've done how many press conferences? Everybody's asked the same thing. And it's like, what else can be said? Like, you're trying to not say the same thing. Like, you're trying to, and like they're trying to be polite because you're also exposed to a different media. It's not just the same 4 reporters. You're dealing with a lot of international media. You're dealing with a lot of people talking to you in their second language.
Right.
So I think that's just what that is. I mean, they just practiced. You're doing an 11-minute press conference, which, believe it or not, is a lot longer than you normally talk after a practice, which is probably like 3 minutes.
Right.
So I think that's what that is. I'm not, just to explain, because he was worried about tone. I'm like, I think that's probably what it is.
I don't worry. I really don't worry about
I don't think it's
Jimmy. I think it's not a confidence thing. I think sometimes if I have any complaint about how Jimmy goes about things, I think he understands that he sets the tone for this team, but sometimes he's a little reluctant to go get his too early. And I think sometimes everybody needs to see you get yours so they can then play with that same mentality.
Yeah, well, I mean, that was the thing that was impressive about the 56 game, right? Like what did he score? 22 in the first quarter?
Right.
Exactly.
And everybody else he scored 56, but everybody else.
I gotta be honest with you, like that night, I remember thinking to myself after the first quarter, I was like, I think that's the greatest basketball I've ever seen being played. And then he did better in the game.
Right.
I was like, wow, the fourth quarter was better than the first quarter because the first quarter was some of the best basketball I've ever seen anybody play.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'll watch it during YouTube during the break, they give me the goosies.
Watch what?
Jimmy's 56-point game.
You
history.
We know the end result.
I know, but who cares?
Yeah.
It was so good.
I think that's why.
So are you going to Spicy Beef after this?
Oh, already gone.
Okay. We were already gone.
There. We already there. I told you. 2 ham and cheeses.
Yeah.
Coat the lining with that cheese and the ham. Not too spicy.
If anything, cheese can be tougher on your tummy than beef.
First of all, you're I got this.
Cancels out.
You are an amateur.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Cheese affects your stomach more than hot sauce and grease.
Yeah, I think so.
You put spicy beef with hot sauce and grease in your belly, you're gonna be on the second floor.
I think I can handle the spicy beef easy.
Right away?
I had a spicy chicken. I was like, meh, no bigs.
Wow.
Okay. Spicy chicken is not as greasy.
That's
that
fair.
Spicy beef. When you see all the like that orange.
I'm not a big
oil.
spicy. Well, you're a spicy beef guy. I get the beef for you guys. I don't like the spicy beef. I like the spicy chicken.
I wish, hey, not for nothing, but I'm gonna just put this out there for the empanada place, right? Half Moon. Half Moon. I was in Pembroke Pines. There was a place that had cheeseburger empanada, and I'm gonna tell you. Delicious. Now, I'm not saying I'm gonna quit you.
I don't know, dude.
I'm not saying I'm gonna quit you.
You're almost at blasphemy, but it's okay.
What? It's okay to have a different empanada place in 2 different counties.
Whoa! Yeah, you would say that, Mr. Two Wives. You think that you?
Hey, you pretty much. You got to go through. You call me
an empanada polygamist?
I am. I think you guys need to stay faithful.
You know what? But here's what Half Moon has done.
Changed my life.
Not only have they changed my life, but they've helped me venture on to other empanada places.
Look at that.
I haven't found any as good.
They're the
because here's what I can't figure out.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many countries that make empanadas differently. Some of them use corn, some of them fried. The fried ones are the worst, by the way.
Wow.
You fry it, it gets swollen up. You got to eat half of it before you get to that little treat in the middle that's called meat.
Too crunchy sometimes.
Yeah,
too.
too crunchy.
I don't like that.
No, the bacons are the way to go. However, Half Moon is the only place that fills their empanada with meat.
Yep.